Well, good morning, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great Sunday morning. The Dallas Cowboys are off today, which gives everybody a chance to catch their breath before tomorrow when they put the pads on and start practicing. And we've got a couple of different storylines that are going on with the Cowboys situation. And so far, so good. Cowboys seem to be in desperation mode at the moment with the contract situations. I look at this and I say, the Cowboys have screwed the pooch dealing with contracts. I think a couple of things, I think for one, the Cowboys like to get the contracts, the big contracts done in training camp, because I think they look at it and say, they're going to get a big pile of money, but they can't go out there and do something crazy. They're in training camp. So maybe, listen, I'm reaching here. I'm trying to understand what the hell the Joneses are doing, okay? But I'm trying to say, maybe that they look at it and say, let's let them get that money, put it in the bank, and they concentrate on football. Because you give somebody a big pile of money, the worry would be, of course, is, are they going to go out and do something stupid? I'm just reaching here as much as possible. But I also believe that the Cowboys looked and they said, when they traded for Trey Lance, when they overpaid for Trey Lance, I know we've got everybody out there that's like, oh, this is Trey Lance's season. Trey Lance he's a baller. You know, he's not like that whack-ass Dak and everything else, that he is going to be the Cowboy starter, and Dallas Cowboys are going to be better off with Trey Lance and Dak Prescott. But at the moment, what we've seen from Trey Lance, now understand, you can have a narrative set where you could take out of context 3 plays, because the 3 plays we saw were god-awful ugly. But that's not to say that he's got 97 plays that are great. We don't know. We don't know what the drills were or anything like that, but what we've seen did not look good. Believe me, it did not look good. And if that is the sample size of the whole way he looks, then we're in trouble if you're looking to say that he's going to be our backup or our replacement for Dak Prescott. But I think the Cowboys thought, if we bring in him, if we bring in Trey Lance, that maybe this will be Aaron Rodgers, where Aaron Rodgers is uncomfortable, you know, and that maybe Dak Prescott looks at this and says, oh my God, they're trying to replace me. Let me make a better deal, because the Cowboys are always looking for a deal. But unfortunately, from what we've seen thus far, that deal has crapped out. I haven't heard too many more people in recent days saying Trey Lance is the answer. I want to know where those people are at the moment. Be that as it may, it seems like Dak Prescott's got more and more power, and then when you hear Dak Prescott with the juice, you know, looking emotional and saying, you know, I want to be here, but I understand that a lot of the great quarterbacks ended their career elsewhere, and understanding that it's a business. That was a message that went over to Jerry Jones, and I think Jerry Jones got a dose of reality between looking and saying, Trey Lance may not be that good. We may have wasted that 4th round draft pick, and here it is. We have this guy who literally can walk. Now I'm going to ask a real question here. If Dak Prescott gets a deal of $56 million, just say $1 million more than Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence, are you pissed off that Dak Prescott takes that? Or let's say Dak Prescott and the Cowboys sit down and Dak says, you know what, I got a piece of the pie before. My ultimate goal is to win a Super Bowl with you guys, and I'll settle for $50 million, which would be less than Jordan Love, be less than Trevor Lawrence, less than Joe Burrow, less than Jared Goff, less than Tua, less than Lamar Jackson, less than Jalen Hurts out there. If he took that and ended up saying, I'm going to take $50 million and end up being about the 8th highest paid quarterback in the NFL, do you still want him back, or do you just want to move on from Dak Prescott and say, he just sucks? Because then that's a different story than he wants too much money. Now, we've had a snow job from the Joneses that have been constantly trying to tell us how hard it is to sign guys and everything else. I think the problem is if it's hard for them to sign guys, that maybe they shouldn't be the ones that are doing the signing. That maybe they're too emotionally tied to the money, or they just flat out don't know what the hell they're doing. Either way, sometimes you don't need to know how the sausage is made, because if you know how the sausage is made, you may not want to eat any more sausage. Same thing with hot dogs. You're better off letting the hot dog guy or the sausage guy make the sausage and just eat it. So this is where now it feels like there's a sense of urgency to get this thing done, because quite frankly, the Cowboys are holding a shit sandwich right now. Jerry Jones is holding a shit sandwich. You made a trade for a quarterback, and if it ends up being, when we look at the preseason, and he is just bad, that he is not your backup quarterback, that he's the third string quarterback again, you look stupid for making that move. And if it ends up being that our running back room is as bad as it looks like, that's on you guys when you had a Derrick Henry who wanted to be here. And then you have Dak Prescott, that, let's say Dak Prescott has another one of those seasons that look to be like it's an MVP type season, and he just basically says, F you, I'll do it myself elsewhere. And you're left with nothing? You look stupid as hell. So I want to play this clip, and I keep hitting it before it clocks out here on my tablet. But I want you to listen to this about Jordan Love, where they start talking about Jordan Love getting his contract for a guy who, and a lot of fans out there will say, oh man, I wish we had Jordan Love. And I'm not saying that Jordan Love isn't the next Aaron Rodgers, but this could be a case of maybe they signed that big contract too fast, because the sample size is 18 games. So we've got 9 good games, and we got 9 not so good games. Listen to this.
And you said, those big love sack beanbags. This man can do that 220 times over. Fan parking in the Lambeau lot is free. Fine. The brats are on Jordan Love. $220 million man as of Friday. Not bad for a guy with 18 career starts. Just about half of them good ones. Here's Love on the pressure that comes with the contract.
There's always pressure, and I think that's, part of the job that, we sign up for. You got to find ways to deal with that pressure and handle as best you can to be the best player you can be every day. This place alone, being the Green Bay Packers quarterback and all the great QB play that's been here for the however long it's been. There's definitely a responsibility and a certain play style and a certain leadership style that you got to have to be here. And it's something that I'm focused on earning every day and going out and putting my best foot forward for them, for the team, for the organization, and everybody. Like I said, chasing that goal of winning a Super Bowl.
I was bringing our quarterback, Tim Hasselbeck. And Tim, it's one thing to talk about pressure in July. It's another to actually face it during the season. What are your expectations now for Jordan Love with this contract done and done?
Randy, I think he's going to play well under the pressure. And I actually think there's more security when you get a new deal than pressure, right? The security is, you've been paid. Now it's just about go and play well because you want your team to have success. We had the graphic up there, the tear that he went on the last 8 games of the season. 18 touchdowns, 1 pick. He was completing around 70% of his passes. I think also a big note during that stretch is he was sacked 30 times on the season. just 11 over those last 8 games, which means he wasn't holding on to the football, knew where to go with it. And I think just when you look at physical ability, where he made the young guys around him better, I actually think the team around him is better this year. And so I think he's an ascending player.
Now let me pause that for a second. Were the sacks drop because the offensive line started to gel and play better around him, which helped to elevate his play? Or was it his play that was better and not taking those sacks that made the team better? Which goes to the narrative of one guy can't do it all.
Off of the tear that he went on last year, I think he ends up handling it extremely well.
If from a team perspective, you want to pay for future potential, not just prior results. Business is booming in the quarterback market, though, because Love gets his deal,
Except for Dak.
Tua gets his deal. Now Dak Prescott is another quarterback who wants to see an extension, wants to sign something here. So listen to what Cowboys owner Jerry Jones had to say. This was yesterday when he was asked if Dak is a better quarterback than Jordan Love.
We saw a head-to-head match with Green Bay last year. We've all got that burr in our saddle. I'm anxious for Dak to get a chance to show he's the best with the Cowboy star. He's the best leader I've ever seen. Dak is. And this is why, frankly, he's out here practicing. You say, well, that's what he's signed up to do.
Are you still confident y'all can, you and Dak's agent can get to the right number, given what the quarterback market is becoming?
Yes.
Okay, that was definitive from Jerry Jones. Tim, you hear that from Jerry, and you think what?
I think he's negotiating with Dak through the media, and I think it's just wild. Say, we get asked directly if he's better than Jordan Love and talk about a game where the Dallas Cowboys got run off the field. Jordan Love played well and Dak didn't. Like that's shocking to me. And I think he's kind of speaking out of both sides of his mouth when he talks about, he says that, and at the same time, talks about what a great leader he is. I really think that Jerry Jones and the Cowboys in general have done a bad job negotiating with Dak throughout his career. And
you think?
Listen, you can say what you want about Dak, but as a negotiator in his representation, they've done an amazing job. Jerry Jones has met his match because Dak Prescott has won at every turn in the negotiations with the Cowboys, and I don't think it's going to be any different this time. It's why you heard Dak earlier this week talk about how all the great quarterbacks have ended up playing somewhere else, and he would be okay with that. So basically put himself in a group with Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers to say, yep, it happens. You can go somewhere else and play.
And win in the playoffs, you might as well win at the negotiating table. Cowboys open the regular season against the Browns. It's
Otani.
There you have it right there. And I think that bothers the hell out of Jerry Jones is that somebody is getting the best of him. When you are the owner of the richest franchise in the world, you don't ever want somebody else to get the best of you. You just don't. All right, good people. I have, I always get the hard jobs. And I know y'all like, man, look, Mark just taking it easy. Well, I'm taking it easy, drinking a cup of coffee here, enjoying the Susquehanna River right there, which is absolutely positively beautiful this morning. The weather, it's delightful, but unfortunately, I never get the easy jobs. When they call in me, I think I'm like the wolf. I am the F-up fixer. And this house is about 160 years old. And the steps are jacked up. They've got multiple layers of paint, tons of staples in them, and she wants to make them look like something. And so it's funny because she went to Gina's daughter's graduation party yesterday, and I figured, okay, it's a long ride, and Harrisburg is kind of on the way, so we said we'll spend the night at Allie's. So my friend Allie said, hey, can you bring your sander, because I need to touch up a couple of steps so that the painters can paint them. incredible house. But I've already been working on this for about an hour and a half. Look at this shit. These are all the staples I pulled out. I've got peeling paint in here. I've got corners and stuff like this. More staples. And I think she was thinking, oh yeah, you just do a little sanding for about 5 minutes and stuff, and then the painters will be able to paint it. No. What I'm actually going to do, and I don't have the tools here to do it today, but I'm going to prep it. I'm going to go through, I'm going to get off all the loose paint and stuff that's on here, pull out, look at it, more staples, pull out all the staples, and then I'm actually going to use 1/4-inch plywood and laminate that on the front here, so that way it'll be a nice smooth surface from the paint there. And then I'm going to get Bondo, and I'm going to go over, after I pull out all the staples and scrape off all the loose paint, go ahead and put Bondo in to smooth out the steps, so then the next time I come back, we'll sand all this out, but we'll need to close up all the doorways and keep all the dust down and get a HEPA filter in here because this is lead paint and things. So that's what I'm going to be doing here for the next few hours before I head down the road. I think we're going to be doing our live stream at 6 tonight. So let me put a message in the community tab for you guys. All right, peace out. Have a great day.